Alright, today we start the last 4 weeks of class. So we reviewed, we looked at the timeline, and we looked at where we're going. What I did is I summarized, this is BCA 101, Intro to Computers. I summarized information systems, and we did a little more work on databases. 2 major areas we need to finish up with. So, information systems. All over the place. We looked at some obvious comparisons. We compared maybe Walmart to Sears. We talked about how the MIS system at Walmart allows them to sell products for less, besides some other items that help them sell it for less. But their ability to manage inventory and manage shipment and ordering and all that via some information system allows them, is one of the ways allows them to keep the prices down, besides a number of other ways that the students talked about. So the first thing then we'll talk about is business and information systems. And right here we covered a little bit of the traditional ideas. We talked about management. There's different levels of management, from the CEO to middle management, to first line supervisors, and then the workforce. We're going to go over that on Wednesday. Then we said different levels of information will go to different people at those management different levels. So we talked about strategic information, transaction information, the actual sales and so forth. Strategic, what information would the CEO use to make major decisions for the company. And then that falls into decision making. What are they going to use to make decisions? In order to make good decisions, you need good information. So how does the information flow from the database to different levels of management? And we're going to talk about more specifics of that on Wednesday. There are different systems, transaction processing, decision support systems, and so forth. Alright, we're going to go to the next page here. The next thing then that we talked about had to do with the development of an information system. We're going to spend some time on that over the next couple weeks. We'll talk about the life cycle. We're going to go through the traditional top-down design, where you gather information, do an analysis, and then do the design, and then actual development of it, and then testing and maintenance of the system. We'll go through all those steps. And we'll also talk about bottom-up, where you get a prototype running and then improve upon it, and the advantages and disadvantages of each. In this process, in here, somewhere in there, decisions have to be made in terms of the software that's going to make the information system work, make the information flow through. You can buy software, you can buy some software and customize it, or you can develop your own. Developing the most expensive, but sometimes the best way to do it, or sometimes the only way that really makes sense. So we will talk about software development, and we'll talk about programming. Before getting into that, we talked a little bit about applications and applications written for the current day operating systems, whether they're open source, Windows, Mac, and how that's blending together. And then we talked a little bit today about apps that run right in browsers, and how browsers are starting to look more and more like operating systems. At least that's a little bit of the direction Google is probably looking at with Chrome and Chromebooks. And so we're going to take a look at every day a little bit of how that fits together. And we're going to look at programming specifically. We talked a little bit about sequential steps of programming, decision making, and if then, do we do this or this? And we also talked about repetitive, having the program do repetitive things in a loop. Make a decision, do we continue the loop or do we get out? All right. And we'll finish up the last couple days. We'll finish up talking a little bit about artificial intelligence and maybe where do we think the future is going in terms of technology. And that's it.